Harpies, avian demi-fauna whose arms grant them the freedom of flight. The Harpies of today are the survivors of the War of Dethronement, a large group of Harpies who wish to stay out of the conflict and isolate themselves to their mountains, wishing to stick to their old ways and be unburdened by the demands of others. Those who left to join the war filled the roles of scouts and messengers, providing aerial assistance to the demi-fauna on the ground. During the height of the War of Dethronement, the Harpies who fought for the demi-fauna found themselves outclassed by the Demi-Planer. The wings and skills honed and perfected by years of training and practice were quickly outstripped by the magical abilities of flight granted to their enemies. This led to the eventual eradication of the Harpies who took part in the war. The faction of Harpies which pushed for isolation found themselves in a mountain range, transformed into a series of small volcanic islands by the destruction of the war, and where one day an injured Demi-Planer landed. This young Demi-Planer was tended to and his wounds healed by the Harpies, who knew of and cared little about the war. When he first woke, he was taken aback at seeing demi-fauna surround him. Worst yet, it was the bitter and vicious Harpies he was so used to fighting which had him cornered. Readying himself for a brutal fight, he realized he had no chains, and the Harpies held no weapons, instead looking at him with curiosity and care. In realizing that these Harpies had saved his life, he swore to protect them and their peace. Using his powers, this Demi-Planer established a barrier or wind around the Harpy Islands, protecting them from intruders. The Harpies of today's persist as an isolationist people, remaining in their islands and only venturing out to find mates or seek adventure. Many people consider the Harpies flippant in nature, as they prefer to go where the wind takes them, leading them into too many troubles which they may or may not abandon for shiny rocks they found on the ground.